Yo, good morning, everybody. Good evening if you're in another part of the world. My name is Clinton Jones. I am the pwnisher, and we're here today to talk about product photography and how to texture for product photography, as well as, more importantly, how to light for product photography, because it can be very tricky to get that nice professional look. A lot of people got a studio, they got a bunch of big lights, and it's expensive, and they're sitting there tinkering and toying with their lights and everything to get the perfect shine, the perfect reflections, but we're going to do that in CG today. I'm specifically in Cinema 4D, but if you guys are in Blender or 3ds Max or Maya or whatever, you guys can do it just the same. We're just talking textures and lights in theory, and we're gonna make it easy. We're going to dive into it. It's going to be really fun. We're going to get a couple different looks out of this. That is my goal for today with you guys, is to get a couple different looks and do some fun experimenting and use some of my favorite tools and plugins to make it easy for you guys. I want to show you some cool stuff. This is an exciting episode, a very, very exciting episode. So not only are we going to learn how to texture and light this camera, we are going to, I'm going to announce the winners. I did a contest, like a random raffle, with PNY and NVIDIA, and we're giving away graphics cards, SSDs, flash drives, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to, go over I believe there's 5 or 6 winners that I'm going to announce here. Who are going to win some really cool stuff. So I'm going to announce that very, very soon. And then I am going to talk about our wonderful sponsor today, which I am so excited. I am so excited. But before I do that, I just want to say hey to you guys in the chat here. It's a live stream, so it wouldn't be, it wouldn't make sense if I didn't chat it up with y'all. What's going on? Thank you for joining. Thanks for being here on a Saturday. Good times, very good times. Yeah, I'm using Octane. It's my my renderer of choice. I know some of you guys use Redshift or Arnold, but I am purely in Octane today. It's a good time. I learned from David Ariev, the man, the myth, the legend, Octane Jesus they call him. No, this camera is not textured, but we're going to texture it together. We're going to talk about the details of texturing, how to get it right, how to make it look really nice. Tom, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. We'll just let everybody roll on in here this morning. Very exciting, very exciting. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the VFX Artist React this week. It's always fun talking about VFX, hanging out with Sam and Nico and Ren. It's a good time. What's up, y'all? What is up? What is going on? Yeah, the Andrew Kramer episode. We filmed with Andrew Kramer this week, actually. And I got to sit down with him and have a good chat. And we got real technical and everything and asked some good questions. Nico asked a lot of good questions. Mr. Visual, he asks, is the philosophy of lighting the same for motion shots too? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Usually you see, okay, what's the camera seeing? Here's my angle, here's my shot, this is what it's looking like. All right, so within the bounds of what I just saw, whether it's a still shot or whether it is a moving shot, that's my playground. That's what I have to work with. So I need to hide the lights and place the lights in a strategic position, to either make them look natural. Like Roger Deakins is one of my favorite DPs, and he makes everything look so natural. I love that. You also have, I don't know who shoots David Fincher's stuff, but his stuff looks very natural. And that there's a trick to making things look very natural. In our case, we're talking product photography. So if I were to just pull up a quick Google search for product photography, you'll see here that it's very stylized. It can be very colorful. It can be very high key. This is very bright, high key lighting. Or you can have something a bit more dramatic, like, this watch ad right here, where you really are trying to catch the shine off the edge of this watch. And we're going to be texturing, this camera in Cinema 4D. So there's a lot of metal to this. And I actually do want to texture this thing in a very specific way. I want to texture it so that it appears to look like an old school film camera versus the Sony A7R2 or something. So I think that could be a fun spin on it. Like if Sony put out like the classic, camera style look, I think that'd be cool. So why not? We're in 3D, so we can do whatever the heck we want. Alrighty. We got a good number of people in here. What's up, everybody? When will you know the next week's challenge? It's going to be at the end of the stream. Once I get through the whole lesson, at the very end of the stream, I announce the winners of the weekly challenge, which was Neon this week, and then I'll announce the new challenge for this week. But thank you guys for joining. Let's get into it. So I want to tell you guys a story here. A couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I didn't know jack about Cinema 4D. I didn't know anything about 3D. Well, no, that's not true. I took a long break from Cinema 4D, and I actually ended up coming back to C4D. I love this program so much. And I found a website called Grayscale Gorilla, and they are the sponsor of today's video. So shoutouts to Grayscale Gorilla. Right? So this is another company that I have the pleasure of knowing. Nick and Chad over at Grayscale, and they are very nice, very kind people. And it's really cool. It's really surreal because I, again, used their product way before they came to me as a sponsor. And I couldn't be more excited about doing this with them today. So basically, before I knew cinema, I started watching Grayscale Gorilla tutorials, right? And I was watching videos on the airplane when I was flying on different productions with Corridor or flying back home for Christmas. I'd be watching Grayscale Gorilla tutorials. And if it wasn't for that, I would do this for about, a week or 2 or 3, just watching these tutorials, not knowing anything really about C4D. And then 3 weeks later, I was tasked with doing a pretty advanced CG shot for the primitive technology videos at Corridor. And if I hadn't watched those videos over at Grayscale, I would not have been able to complete the shot in time. So Grayscale has a very nice spot in my heart. If you guys don't know what Grayscale Gorilla is, they are the #1 largest source of tutorials, training, assets, materials. They basically have everything for Cinema 4D. If you guys are trying to learn Cinema 4D, this is the place to go. This is where I learned how to do everything I'm doing here in Cinema 4D. It is where I learned how to do so. And they are so generous and so kind. They actually hooked you guys up with 30% off of their new service. It's called Grayscale Gorilla Plus. Boom! They got everything for you guys here. Basically, like I said, they have the training, they have the products, they have the plugins, they have the materials, and it's all in one spot for you guys. And if you use Clint30, the promo code Clint30, you guys will get 30% off your annual subscription to Grayscale Gorilla Plus, which is a huge deal. You're saving a ton of money. Like, honestly, it's a legit deal. But yeah, give them a shot. Check it out. Like, again, I've learned so much from these guys. It's good old Nick right there. They got a whole bunch of good stuff. And we're going to get into it. I'm going to talk about their new technology material pack that they just released. It's absolutely incredible, and it makes texturing things really easy. And we'll get into it. I want to show you guys how it's used here. But they got materials, they got training, they got plugins. So yeah, I'm just such a freaking huge fan of these guys, and I'm so happy with how far they've come at this point. So if you guys are using Cinema 4D, definitely go over to Grayscale, check them out. Use the promo code. It's a really, really, really nice deal. It'll help you guys out. It'll teach you how to use Cinema 4D on your own time. Watch it on the airplane. Watch it over Christmas break. It'll be amazing. I promise. You guys will have a good time. But their tech products right here. This is their new tutorial pack that I'll be diving into. And they actually came out with a new hub, so you can actually open it up here, drag and drop stuff in. They got textures too. I know Chad was making these surface imperfections by hand, you know, doing his thing. Absolutely incredible. So next year, you know, they're dropping all of their products into Plus. So if you guys are subscribed to Plus, you guys are going to have literally every product that they make at your disposal if you're a Plus member. So everything is going to Plus. Early next year, you guys are getting the HDRIs, HDRI link. You'll have literally everything, and everything they put out in the future will be on Grayscale Gorilla, the Plus service. So don't miss out, guys. It's a good time. My boy David Ariev, Octane Jesus himself, has got a really fun getting started with Octane tutorial course right here. It's amazing. I've watched it. This is how I learned how to do X particles, is through Grayscale Gorilla. They have a course on topography, or topology rather. And also they do have a course on tech lighting breakdown, which is what we're getting into today. But if you guys want to take a deeper dive, Grayscale Gorilla is the place to do so. So thank you guys. Thank you to Grayscale. You know, these guys are freaking amazing. I love them so much. They've taught me so much. So use that promo code, right? Jump in with me. Let's learn together. I'm still learning from them, and I'll be learning from them for as long as I'm using C4D, y'all. Very exciting. Very exciting. Tom, dude, thank you. Thank you for that super chat. That is very generous of you. I appreciate it, man. Heck yeah. Absolutely. All right. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, I'm sure we'll get into it here because we're going to be using their new tech materials to texture this camera here, and I'll show you how cool it is and how easy it is to use. All right, so I'm gonna grab a cookie, and then we're gonna jump in. We're gonna start texturing this thing, all right? With Grayscale Gorilla's new tech textures. They're amazing. Peter? Yes, Peter, I will use an HDRI. Certainly. It's a pretty darn good cookie right there. I don't have any milk, but I don't need any. So I got some water right here. All right, my friends. Let's do this. Jump in for a little bit, and I'm going to announce the winners of the raffle. But let's jump in. Let's open up that Grayscale Gorilla Plus library and see what we got. So, they're tech products. Such an awesome service. You guys got like braided cables, brushed aluminum, brushed steel, camera paint. I mean, I'm just going to drag one of these out, zoom on up in here, and see what it's doing for us. They even have like camera grip too. It's amazing. So you get that really nice, just that subtle texture, and then we can take it down just a little bit. So, yikes. Oh, I put it on the wrong thing. Where are we now? Bam. Here we go. So we'll like tile it multiple times. It's just a very, very subtle kind of a camera plastic, which is amazing. But it's not what we're going for right now. Like I said, I'm gonna try and replicate the old film camera look on this new DSLR, and then we're gonna light it and make it look really sick. I think it's gonna be awesome. All right. So let's see what we got. Now I want to find like a very rough metal like this right here that I'm seeing over the top of this thing. I think that's our main, it's like our main texture. And then there's also this like, you know, grippy, bumpy texture that's around the outside of this camera. It makes up most of the camera. So those are the two main materials that we're going to try and look for with in the Grayscale Gorilla Plus library here under Tech Products. Let's see here. So they actually have camera grip. Let's see if there's anything metal. I'm going to start with the metal. There's a headphone connector. Maybe we'll try that. I'm just dragging these out. Metallic plastic. That could certainly work. Sandblasted aluminum. Give that a shot. All right, let's try those three. And let's texture the crap out of this thing. All right, so let's start with the headphones. So this is very reflective. And by the way, I do have a small, I have an HDRI wrapped around the scene right now. It's actually a studio HDRI, also from Grayscale Gorilla, and all that stuff will be available in Plus early next year for you guys. Full access to their whole suite of products. Everything will be in Plus. So I'm using some of those right now just to temporarily light the scene so I can texture it. And then we'll really dive into the lighting. Now, I know that this top piece should be broken up. Where are you? There we go. All right, so the body, I want the body to be this kind of metallic texture as well, minus these bits here, which I'll do as a black kind of plastic. So let's see if we can find a black plastic in their new tech materials. They have plastic pattern, different patterns and stuff. So let's see if we can pull out one of these guys, throw it on here. Now the topology or the topography of this camera is not the best. So I'm about to get in here and select these polygons. And let's just see what this looks like. So it's very subtle, but it has a nice like bumpy texture to it that I think will go the extra mile with this kind of stuff. When you're doing tech products, or not just tech products, when you're doing products in general, when you're doing product photography, and you're texturing this stuff, you really want it to feel as real as possible. So it's these small little bump elements like this that make it go and feel real, and it goes above and beyond. It's not just a flat color. There's a bit of texture to it, and that's really what you want. And once we get our base coat of this camera here, we're gonna go back and we're gonna add surface imperfections, and that is like my favorite part because that makes it feel real. It makes it feel used. It's the best. It's just the freaking best. I know those triangles, yuck. I know. All right, so that's pretty sweet. Let me actually just like select. Let me select the entire body of this thing, and I want to just get rid of the top bits. I'm gonna have to break this up. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Okay. So maybe we grab, well, we just want this top bit here to be silver. So I'm gonna select a couple polygons along the top and just hit UY a whole bunch. And what that does is it grows our selection, and it usually stops, because though this is one object, like as you can see, we can select this whole thing. Usually when people build models online, they combine together a bunch of different smaller objects into one object like you're seeing here. But if we grow that selection, it'll stop at the end of that particular object, in this case, just the top piece. So that's a nice little trick to help you guys make selections here. So what I'm gonna do is go in here and let's just give that, delete that selection, and ask ourselves, let's throw this down. Boom. So that's, let's reset this. Boom, there we go. So now we applied the material and it gave us the selection tag. So let's keep going through and reference here our actual film camera and figure out which of these materials belong on this. Now, again, for those of you just joining, we are texturing a modern day DSLR to look like an old-timey film camera. And then we're going to actually light it and present it as a product for product photography. And I'm using Grayscale Gorilla's new tech texture pack here. Their tech materials. It's absolutely incredible. It's got a nice, really amazing wide variety of textures that I'm using here. Yeah, for those of you guys just joining, Grayscale Gorilla has kindly provided you guys with 30% off their brand new Grayscale Gorilla Plus service, where like they got all the tools, all the plugins, all the tutorials packed into Plus. And you guys save 30% off. It's a solid deal. Christian, thanks for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you, man. Let's keep going. So we want more of this silvery material, kind of maybe over. Let's see. There's a brushed silver like this one here. I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. Let's go in here and maybe adjust the roughness. So let's maybe boost the gamma of this roughness the other direction. Yeah, there we go. So it's more of a flat kind of metal there. It's more of a rough metal. All right. So let's see if we can't get an anisotropic metal going. And if you're like, what the heck did you just say? If you'll notice the reflections, look at the reflection here. You see how this reflection is more ovally compared to just this circle? This oval shape, I don't know the technical terms or the technical details. I just know it's anisotropic. And it's what you're seeing here on some of these buttons. It'll make sense once I drop it in a second. See here? This material, that streak, that's an anisotropic material there. So let's try stereo knob. Let's drag out stereo knob. And then let's also drag out the brushed aluminum coat. Let's give these guys a shot and let's throw it on this button here and see what we can do. Now make sure you guys are saving constantly. Saving. So I'm gonna come in here and we're gonna texture this thing up really nice. I'm excited. So I'm gonna go to object mode, select the knob, and it looks like the knob is part of the body. So I'm gonna go back to polygon mode. And here's that trick again. I'm gonna hit UL, that's a loop selection, and then I'm gonna hit UY. I'm gonna grow the selection a whole bunch. And I'm just gonna keep hitting it until I know I got everything selected on this. And you can see here that I've selected the entire knob, even though it's a part of the main body. It's because, once again, the person who created this camera basically combined together a bunch of different objects into one object. And the grow selection little trick there is a way for me to quickly select an entire part, even though some of the parts might be obscured by other parts of the camera. So let's drop that brushed look on there. And that's certainly a brushed look, but maybe it's the stereo knob we want. Oh, wow. That's cool. Let's take the stereo knob. Let's adjust it a little bit. So let's maybe get like some more tiling in there. Wow, that looks really nice. And you can slide it around. Or maybe change the mapping on it, right? So we can go to, instead of UV mapping, we go cubic, right? And then I wonder if there's a way to get it in the center of this thing. So instead, here, let me zero the offset out, and let's try this. Let me try another trick here. Let's go, instead of UV, let's set it to UV, let's go into the material, and the stereo, specifically the stereo knob, okay. I'm gonna give it a projection. I'm gonna give all these guys projection nodes. I'm gonna set all of these projections to box. Okay, and then we need to adjust the transform, so I'm gonna select all of them. And let's do roughness, metallic, base color, normal. Let's give it a transform and see if we can't select all of this. A little confusing here. We just want to select all those transforms and then get it down to like 0.2. So it looks like it's given us the same look, that same perspective there. But that actually looks quite nice. That nice chromed out look. Let's continue. So I'm going to keep going through here. Maybe these buttons, maybe this guy could be our base material. Boom, right in there. That's looking nice. This is certainly going to be like a brushed, the hot shoe there is going to be like a nice brushed aluminum. Or, you know, we can keep mixing it up and just have fun and decide. Maybe not. Let's find something else that could work for that. Ooh, there's the knurled metal stuff that could work nice for those knobs. Ooh, a steel connector. Now we'll definitely need some glass for the lens, so I'll drag these guys out. I'm actually going to duplicate the headphone texture, and let's take the roughness back to its original gamma, which was 2.2, I believe. And I'm going to apply that to the hot shoe. Or was it 1? It was 1. Awesome. So let's try and get some like camera grip going. I know they have a texture for that, which is great. So under tech products in the Grayscale Gorilla hub here, let's try and find. So there's two different camera grips. Let's test them out. Let's test both of them out. So the first one, let's see, let's go to our object here, the leather arm. And it looks like, yep, that's going to be the leather. So let's pop that guy in there. And that looks really nice. Just by default, that looks really nice. I'm going to try and scale it up a little bit. Ooh, that's great. That is fantastic. Another thing I'm doing here with the lighting is I have a cyc up here, and a cyc is basically what you're looking at, this background. It's a curved background. So, you know, this is actually a way that you can make it look like an endless, seamless kind of background setup here. And I'm using just, again, an HDRI, also from Grayscale Gorilla, to light this right now. And we'll dive into the lighting, the specifics of lighting, once we get this thing fully textured. But the background, it's actually really cool. You can go to your Grayscale Gorilla tab here, and you get this with Plus, Grayscale Gorilla Plus. Basically, you go to cyc types, and you can get all different kinds of cycs that work for you. You can get like a corner one, like this here, if we decide that this corner one is better for us. And you can make it whatever color you want. You know, we could do like a, I don't know, you know, anything like this. And you can get some really cool, fun looks this way. Get that seamless background going. Maybe we do like an orange. And like this is really fun in the end here. Once your full thing is textured, and then we start going through the different lighting types and the different backgrounds and everything. And it just makes it really, really easy. But for our sake, you know, I'm just going to go back to what we were doing, and we're going to keep texturing this thing out and keep dropping different materials on this to make it look as nice as possible. So make sure you guys are saving. Please, please save. Save your work. Do not lose your work. I've done it before, and it sucks. All right. So depending on the angle we're looking at this, you know, we might be able to take that hand grip texture and scale it up even further to really get the look of that going. And I'm trying to make this modern day DSLR look and feel like this old-timey film camera. Not that this looks too old-timey, but it definitely has a look to it. It's that silver kind of look versus, you know, the all-black look that you would have on a DSLR today. So for me, it's like the middle of the camera is black, but the tops of the camera is that like silvery color. So maybe the camera grip here, if I were to deselect this bit, maybe deselect that bit, oh, it's underground. Ooh. Let's fix that. There we go. Now it's actually sitting on the ground here. Very nice. All right, let's texture up just these little bits. I'm just going to be throwing down. Boom, that's looking good. Nice and shiny. We'll do the same here. Nice and shiny. And we can always adjust these textures as well. Now for the shininess, let's go in here. I want to see maybe it's the base color. It needs to maybe come up or down rather, to brighten itself up just a bit. Yep. I want that to be a bit brighter. Cool, and I'll apply that to the other handle as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Now for the screws, let's go with that like brushed metal look. Or maybe it's the, yeah, that's nice. That's really, really nice. I like that a lot. So I am gonna do this really quick just because it's a big step for me, and that's the surface imperfections. All right, so with the headphones, let's go in, or not the headphones, the this brushed metal look. Let's go into the roughness, all right? And this is what I want to add a surface imperfection to. So let's get rid of the roughness, all right? Let's just get rid of it. And it's basically chromed out at this point. Let me go into the roughness channel here and maybe set the roughness to 0.2. And that's going to break up the specular highlight and make it appear more matte, right? That's the idea. But what I want to do is grab like a fingerprint texture. So I'm going to, you know, drag out the roughness node, make an image texture, and I'm going to find and navigate to, I got some surface imperfections I've been working on. And I got some really nice like fingerprint smudge guys right here that I am a big fan of. So let me go ahead and load those in. And the scaling's probably going to be all off at first. So let me just make a projection, set it to box, and we can solo the node so we can see what's going on. We can see the scale of it properly. All right, and then let's go ahead and just scale this thing down. Great, and then we can actually move it around here too. I think for some reason it's on the cyc. I don't want it on the cyc. All right, still I'm going to scale it down 0.1, and then we can transform it around so we can find like a good like little fingerprint, or a good like, maybe it's still too large, 0.05. There we go. Get some nice fingerprint smudges on this thing. And maybe it does need to go 0.1 instead. Cool. Now I'm going to turn that off. It's still too chrome, so I think what I need to do is invert it. Or maybe instead of inverting, we do gamma 1, because these are all 16-bit. And your smudges are going to turn it more reflective or less reflective, depending on what we want. So it's too much right now. It's like the extremes are too high. So what I'm going to do is grab a gradient, Octane gradient, pop it in here, and it's going from black to white. If I were to crank it in any direction, it's going to, you know, just like you do with levels, it's going to add contrast until, you know, we get to something like this. It's too much. What I want to do, I think first is invert it. So by default, it's the metal that is rough, and then the fingerprints are adding a bit more specular highlight to it. And the first thing I like to do is match these colors. So I figure, okay, this is where I'm at. This is my base level. And this doesn't look good for metal. So I'm going to come down to like a dark, or sorry, I'm going to come down to like just a gray. And that is looking better. You know, that's actually looking and feeling a bit more like the metal on my film camera. So from this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these and start going towards black. Wrong way. So I want to undo that. Let's do the other way is black. And that is going to appear actually more reflective. So these are fingerprints that are looking reflective right now. So I think we want the opposite, where we want the fingerprints to make it appear more matte. So I'll take that all the way to white, or close to it, and I'll bring this down to black just a little bit. Something like this. Something like this is starting to feel right. And I'm going to take the scale down 0.08. And you get a very subtle surface imperfection across, you know, the front of this thing. And it's going to be all over the entire camera. You're going to have that glossy look with the fingerprints across the entire camera and the smudges and stuff. So that's a very subtle thing that I like to do, is add surface imperfections. They're super important. So let's keep going. Let me try doing like a knurled metal across this knob right here. I want to see if this will work. So I'm going to do a selection here, and let's go to the Grayscale Gorilla Plus library. We'll go to Tech Products, and let's find knurled metal. Here we are, 1 and 2. I think 2, oh, screw it. You know, it's so fast to do this. Let's just grab both. And I'm going to pop both of these. Let's start with 1. And dang, that is good. Like, already, that's so cool. You know, you get a nice broken up knurled metal look, and you can always come down here and adjust. You know, do we want to have it be a little larger? I wonder, do we set it to cubic? And that just looks nice, man. That looks really, really nice. I like that a lot. Okay, good question. So one of you guys asked, doesn't Octane have its own noises? Yes, Octane does have its own noises. And if you're talking about using those noises as surface imperfections, you can certainly do so. But there are certain imperfections like fingerprints or scratches or water spots that cannot be made with noise unless you're in a very specific program, maybe like a Substance Designer, you know, where you have a lot more noise options. But what I like to do is make my custom surface imperfections. That's really the way to go. It's really fun to make, and I got a tutorial on it coming out in the next couple weeks, right over Christmas. I'm gonna be releasing a surface imperfection pack as well. Very excited for it. But maybe we'll get into it. Maybe we'll use it next week on the stream. So let's keep going. Dude, this freaking knurled metal looks so good. It looks so good. Here's another one. Okay, so this one is a bit more of like a vertical situation. I like this one, man. That's looking good. Very nice. Make sure you guys save your work. I'm saving iterations so I can always go back and check stuff. So let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going across the top. Now these are little buttons here that I think could probably be like a shiny metal as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here, select our guys, and for whatever reason, it's like super low poly, but that's okay. We got both of those selected. Let's go ahead and grab maybe the stereo. So it's like a shiny, kind of a shiny metal, or the brushed could work. But, you know, maybe we're going with the metallic kind of vibe here, more of a rough kind of vibe. Or the one with the fingerprints. You know, we just keep rolling with that. I think that's not a bad deal. Now I do want something that is like straight chrome. I think this brushed totally works for that. But we have to ask ourselves, do we want the top of this handle or the top of this grip to be metal or to be like this black plastic? And I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I hop all over the place, so I hope you guys can follow what the heck's going on here, because I get very excited with different stuff like this. I'm looking at this knob and I want to do it the same knurled look as that one. So I wonder if we can do this very quickly and very easily. You know, or maybe just do stereo. But no, I think that knurled look is the way to go. It's really nice looking. So what I'm going to do is I will spawn, well, maybe we just grab this guy and we control drag him out here, scale it down, and we just pop this thing in here. We just kind of replace it. I think that looks way cooler. Way nicer. Very nice. Very, very nice. So let me hide the lens here, because we'll get into that. Now this lens part, that looks to me like the actual lens. So might as well drop some glass on it, which looks great. It looks like it actually has some surface imperfections built in. That grayscale gorilla goodness. I'm loving these tech materials. Oh wow, that looks amazing. But I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide it for now. So referencing my film camera, we are lucky enough to not have any buttons over here on this side. Let's get this grip going. Let's keep working on the grip. So the grip here, we have two options in the Grayscale Gorilla Tech Materials. We got grip number 2 on here. But let's see what grip number 1 looks like. And it's a bit more of a fine kind of texture, it looks like. I kind of like the first one better. Yeah, I feel like I like this first one better. Just working the scale there. And let's see if we can't get this grip across the front face of this camera. We'll see how this works out. And I'm going to hide this background. I'm going to hide the cyc from our viewport here. I'm also going to hide the grid by going filter, work plane, and get rid of that. And the Octane sky, we can hide that from viewport as well. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about texturing the bottom of this thing, because we're probably not going to see it. But I do want to see about getting in here and making a selection across the bottom of this front face here. So let's go into a side view. Let's hide our camera from viewport. And let's see what we can see here. I basically want to get the bottom piece and make a cut. Not a cut, a selection across the bottom here. So it looks to me like something like that. And we're going to deselect all the little bits that don't go along the bottom here. Let's select or deselect only select visible so that we're just cutting through everything. And I just want this bottom bit. That's perfect. And this is even good too. Yeah, what might as well get all of this good stuff as well. Up to the top. Right in here. Wonderful. Okay, and then I'm just going to deselect this stuff on the bottom. And I think the easiest way to do that is to probably come back into side view, hit 0 for your rectangular mask tool, and just hold control and slice the bottom. So I got most of it, but we still want to get just a little bit more. And I think this we can actually deselect on our own, holding down control for that. Awesome, and then I'll apply that brushed metal to the bottom as well. So you can see that brushed metal is down there too. And up the side of our camera as well. So that looks really nice. Awesome. So that's a selection. We made a selection by default getting in there by applying that material. So we can always go back to that selection, right? We've saved it. Now I'm going to see if I can't, let's hold shift. Is there a way to select both of these at the same time? I don't know. So I'm going to do the expand selection trick to just get that top piece. Because I want everything basically, well, no, this actually should work. If I hit UI, it'll invert that, but I don't want the rest of that stuff. I just want the face of this. So I can get all of this. Perfect. Then we hit UI to invert selection, and let's put that grip right there on the front. Okay, so that doesn't quite look right to me, but no worries, because we're gonna make it a little smaller. I'm gonna come in here, and let's go ahead and set it to 2, and that way the material kind of breaks itself up just a little bit. Or rather, it makes itself a little bit smaller. I think maybe 2.2 and 2.2 is good on sizing. It matches the hand grip nicely. Awesome. King Muckduck. Yo, appreciate it, man. Thank you for the super chat. Have I seen Brigade for Octane? I have not, actually. I've not seen Brigade. I know they have a lot of really cool stuff that they're developing, like their light field stuff as well. It's freaking crazy. But there's a lot to dive into. Yo, what's up, Casey? Mr. Edwards in the house. Guys, Casey might join us next week. We'll see. No pressure. But doing a little bit of album art right now, and we'll see if we can't get something cool. Maybe it'll be next week's stream. Who knows? Who knows? No promises. You know, me and Casey, we got stuff going on, but maybe we'll line it up. We'll see about that. If you guys don't know Casey, he's an amazing composer, and he did the music for the render montage. So everyone say hey to Casey. Freaking crushing it, man. Crushing it. Also did some music for Devil May Cry. That's pretty sweet. That's and among other things. Freaking awesome. Okay, let's keep texturing, guys, because this is what we're here to do, so that we can light things. Because I'm excited to light. All right, let's do this grip right here as a metal. Let's get in here and let's pop that right on there. So it's looking really nice. And I might adjust the headphone roughness just a bit. Just so it's a little bit more subdued. Very cool. Because I want there to be contrast between the chrome material and the rough metal look. All right. So I'm gonna try and get this button looking really nice right now. Let's see if we can't just freaking go to Chrome Town on it and make it look great. So this is all one piece. I think what I'm gonna do is select this bit, and then so I hit UL, that's ring selection, right? And then I'm gonna hit UY and to grow that selection. Oh, we got lucky because that is one piece there. Let's throw this chrome look on there, but then let's also get the sides. I want the knurled look on the sides. And then we're going to need to scale down that selection here. Or rather, yeah, we're going to scale it down. So we're going to up the tiling. There we go. Looks really nice. And let's get the rest of this. Set it to that chrome as well. And this piece here can be, I don't know. I just want to go for visual contrast. Maybe we get that black plastic in there. Why not? Oh, wow. Jeez. Nishan, thank you very much. That is very generous of you. Wow, that is one of the biggest super chats I've gotten in a while. Thank you very much. No message too, just straight up, just like, yo, just dropping it here, dropping it like it's hot, dude. Thank you so much. That's great. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting. The super chat means a lot. It helps me make this a thing. And also, you know, our sponsor today is Grayscale Gorilla. You guys probably know at this point, y'all probably know, but it definitely helps me too if you guys go to that link down below in the description. Consider getting Grayscale Gorilla Plus. It's what taught me how to use Cinema 4D, and it's why I'm here teaching you guys today. So for a year, I think it's like 250, 260 something with my 30% off. And for that price, it's really just a lifetime, a freaking wealth of knowledge and information that you guys can use to grow your value. So if you're serious about it, if you're serious about Cinema 4D, definitely check it out. Consider using the code. It helps me out also because it's like, hey, you know, the sponsors see that I'm doing doing a good job, they'll be like, yo, we got you on the next one too. So yeah, it's all good stuff. Y'all are awesome. But you guys can also just hang out. I don't need to ask for nothing. I just hope you're having a good time. Hope you're learning stuff. Okay, let's keep going, yeah? This little button down here. So I have a similar button on my camera. Let's see if we can't just select this guy and get the edge there. Perfect. Let's get that metallic, and then we'll get this one, and we'll make it the maybe stereo knob or something. Beautiful. And we can take this HDRI and rotate it around to get a different lighting look. Maybe something more dramatic. A really harsh side light. Let's change out the HDRI. So I'm going to go into the Octane Sky, and let's see if we can't find something that looks nice for us. Now we're dealing with metal. So Grayscale Gorilla actually has HDRIs that specifically are here to make metal look really nice. So let's try 35. Let's try this guy and see what we can get out of it. If I rotate this around, and let's change the power to 3. This one's okay. Let's try another one. Well, these ones are crazy. Super shiny, very, very nice. God, it looks so good. I love edge lighting and backlighting my stuff. And we're gonna get into the very specific lighting setups here, but I'm just using HDRIs to help me get a sense of what this is looking like generally right now. Let me throw in a quick Octane area light. I'm gonna rotate it, move it up. And here's actually a really, really cool thing. So basically, Grayscale Gorilla also offers these area light maps, which you can use to basically change the look of your light. Let me show you what I mean. So if I select the light tag in Octane, you can do this with any renderer, no worries. Go to the texture, and we're going to load a texture image here. And if I go to where would you be? Grayscale area light maps, and you can actually choose real lights, real looking lights, and it'll reflect real looking lights to give you a realistic look. So maybe we're looking for something we want a top down light, a Kino bank. That's what we want. We want a Kino bank. So it's actually going to emit light that looks like, an actual, Kino setup like this here. So you'll get that in the reflections, and it'll be really nice. But I just want that top-down look. Let's bring this a little bit. Let's actually scale it up. It's obviously way too intense. So what we could do is just bring the lighting down a bit. If we say 0, it's just off. If we go 10, we get a little bit of that top light going. Really, really nice. All right. Let's try turning off the HDRI. Or rather, let's copy the HDRI. And instead of an image, we're just going to make it a color, and it's going to be black. So we're in a dark void. And now we're just looking at, this top light that's lighting our camera. We can get in all close. And really you want to up the depth of field. So in Octane with the camera tag here, if you go to hello. Yes? Car keys. I do. Have fun. Love you. All right. So we want to get some depth of field on this to make it look really nice. So depth of field, make sure autofocus is unchecked under thin lens, all right? Set it to like 1.2. It's craziness, all right? I know. But hit the little F here, that's for focus, and we're going to select where we want to look at and where we want to focus on our camera. 1.2 is way too much. 2.8 is still too much. 5.6. And we could just set it to autofocus here. And it's going to focus on, you know, whatever this little plus sign is on, essentially. Mobius, yo, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat. And yes, you trying to get that interview. I understand. I've been a busy boy. I've been a very busy man. We'll see. We will see if we can make it happen, dude. A lot going on, a lot on the schedule. But I saw your Discord message, and I'll be sure to get back to you. All right. Richard, you're asking if I'm planning on switching to Blender anytime soon? The answer is no. I'm not planning on switching to Blender, dude. I'm deep into C4D, man. I love it. I love my C4D, just like you love your Blender. But keep using Blender. Keep going with it, man. If it works for you, please do, all right? You know, I'm just in C4D land. I'm loving it. I love it so much. All right. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going, okay? So, maybe this top piece to match the film camera, maybe we do a little something like this, where we select all this stuff. Maybe we get down to this point right in here. And we select all the polygons that go along this line. And this may not work, you know, this may actually not be the nicest looking look, but hey, we can try it, because that's what we have the ability to do so. We're in 3D, you know, so might as well. And let's make that the camera grip. And it's very large, so let's take down, let's make it, you know, tile 5 times or something. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm going to undo that very fast. Very fast. I don't dig it. All good. Snap, we got Nishantraj with another super chat. Dropping the big bucks. Dude, much appreciated, dude. It's Indian rupees. Don't have the option to change the currency. Dude, that's amazing, man. Holy crap. Thank you for the super chat. I love it. Freaking love it, dude. Absolutely wonderful. Very kind, very generous of you. Thank you so much. I hope you're learning something, Mr. Raj. I hope you're learning something. Yes. Hello. Uh-oh. What do I do? Okay. Y'all, here's what's going on right now. I gotta move my car, but y'all stay put, because I'm gonna put up a video for y'all, and you're gonna just check out the video, and it's gonna be awesome, and I'll be back in literally 2 minutes, all right? And then we're gonna keep texturing, we're gonna light, and it's gonna look super nice, okay? But in the meantime, I'm gonna throw on the render montage I put together. You know, I'm real happy with how the video's doing. It's blowing up. I'll see you guys soon. All right, two minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I got to move my car. My fiance is trying to get out of here, spend some time with her friends on the weekend. Shout out to Casey Edwards. Y'all know you want that 1080. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. 2 seconds, all right? we're back. We are back. We are back. We are back. All right. It's a good video. If you guys hadn't seen this, check it out. Casey wrote music to it, and it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. We're back in, guys. We're, texturing up a camera, making it look really nice. Good times. All right. So let's keep going. Yeah. Yeah, let's bring our HDRI back in. That's helping us get a little bit of side light going. Absolutely wonderful. And we can change this out for whatever the heck we want. Any of these Pro Studios HDRIs, which gets you in that studio real quick. Really quick. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you could, for the ground, go all black and then be like, you know what, yo, instead of diffuse, let's go glossy. And now all of a sudden, you're glossing out. And then maybe you just up the roughness a little bit. You take the roughness and you set it to like 0.1, and it gets you just that little bit, that little something that's nice. And then here's a little sneak peek for y'all. My surface imperfection pack. We got roughness. Let's adjust the roughness. Let's put an image in here and let's be like, do we want maybe like some people walked over this thing. So that's why I got my footprints for ya. Boom. We got footprints up on this ground. Let's set the projection, the transform. Projection's always box. Okay. Let's take the gamma to 1. And let's take the transform. Let's solo it so we can see what's going on. Let's take the transform to 0.5. So we got some footprints on this ground. Really nice looking footprints. And let's scale it down even further. 0.35, 0.2 perhaps. That's a good old footprint right there. Okay. And then let's disable the solo. And then now we got some footprints on the ground. If I want to make it a little bit more subtle, I can take a gradient between the image and the roughness channel. And here's my trick again. Remember, guys. So to figure out, basically it's a black and white image. And the more black something is, the more rough, the more white, the more shiny. Okay? But we need to figure out which part of the image is which. So I set both of them to the same color. All right, so now I know that white makes it rough. If I set it to black, it makes it shiny. So now I know which way to go. So now black is all shiny. So what I want to do is say that, okay, the white parts are the rough parts, the shoe prints. All right, so let's crank that. I don't want it to be super rough. I just want to be a little rough, and I don't want it to be completely shiny. I want to give it a little bit of something, a little bit of blur down on there. So that's a way to just kind of bring in that subtleness. I'm going to set the gamma to 0.5 to essentially give me more out of the image. Now these images are 16-bit, so you have the ability to get a lot out of these things. Boom, that's looking nice. Obviously the background, we don't like that going back there. And I mean, we could even maybe get rid of, nope, that doesn't work. Totally doesn't work. Disregard. That looks really nice. Another classic lighting setup for something like this that's like very dramatic is actually 2 lights on the side. So we can come in here and we could do 1 light blasting you from here, and we hold control and we duplicate it, right? Holding shift to snap the angle, and then you got a second light from over here. So that gets you a really nice intense look here. Obviously we need our lens, we're not done texturing, but if I were to get rid of the HDRI and I were to bring these lights down to like 20, well, 0, you know, so this gets you like a really nice kind of high, really sharp edge on your camera. So we can bring in that top one. So now we have a top and we have 2 sides, but I could take this one on this side here. Let's hop out of the camera. Let's grab this light right here. And let's move it out just a little bit so it starts to wrap around the camera. We get a little bit more here on the body. And then this is like, boom, Canon friggin' EOS 5 Mark 5D commercial, whatever, you know. You guys can start to see how this will work, and you can go into your Octane camera tag, go to camera imager, get that, sorry, post-processing. You crank the post-proc bloom power to get the nice bloom, and then you crank the cutoff up, so you're getting that nice little sharp lens flares popping off, super nice. You can also set your spectral intensity to 0.2 to get a little bit of color in that thing. And you could also take your glare, let's see, your glare power, crank it up. That's intense. Glare amount, you can just turn it to 1 or maybe 3, who knows, 2 does not look good. But this is I don't like this look, but what you could do is maybe come like this and then crank the blur. So you got some blur on it, and then you just take the power down. So you get a little bit of something, and then you can mess with the angle on it just a little bit. Maybe it's straight up, maybe it's straight out to the side, which can look kind of cool. Maybe more anamorphic style going there. But you can see how like the subtle surface imperfections and how easy it is to use the Grayscale Gorilla Tech materials. It just makes this whole process like really incredible, very fast and easy to use. But let's keep texturing because we're not done yet, right? We ain't done. Sebchen, what's going on? Welcome. Sotomonte, you've been in the chat moderating. Appreciate you, man. Cheers to you. Cheers to Sotomonte. How's everybody doing, guys? Can I get a thumbs up? Y'all hanging in there? Y'all having a good time? Are you guys learning? That's the most important part, is if y'all learning. Hope so. I certainly hope so. But I'm digging this process. I really enjoy making things look nice, I really do. Let's take this top light, let's duplicate it, we'll turn it off, and then we'll maybe bring it down and make it more of a backlight. We'll scale it down, bring it down here, get in close. Control Shift Z will undo camera moves. So you can see now that we got a nice little backlight action. So here's the difference. Let's go ahead and compare. We'll store the render buffer. So now we have a frozen section of our render and a live section of our render. Oh, where's like a top? Well, that's weird. Okay, anyway, let's turn off. Let's turn off the top light. Now it's looking like this, which I'm not a fan of. And then we just turned on the backlight. Remember, we moved that light around to the back to get a little bit of that swing back there. So let me move it, because I ain't done with you. Let me move it like right back in here. We'll point it right here at the top of this camera. We want that swing. It's all about those swing points. You want to get those swing points up. You want to cut the light right across the top of your thing. Bam! Now we will turn off the light in the viewport. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select the Octane light tag, go to visibility, cut it off. All right, it's just a little too much sauce on it. And we're going to go back and forth, and you'll see the difference between the top light and that edge light. And it's such a big difference. That's the top light. It looks all washed out. That's the edge light. You really want to get that contrast, that super high contrast on your model when you're lighting your stuff. Just make it look really nice, you know? I'm going to have another cookie. Think I deserve it? The camera's looking really good. I'm going to finish texturing the crap out of this thing. I'm going to get the lens textured up. And then we're going to keep working on the lighting. Make it look nice. Get a render going. We could also mess with some different styles, some different lighting styles, like I've said. But let's get it textured. Let's keep working on the texture, you know? Too much glow, you say, huh? How do we cut it down? Just a little bit, just a little subtle. A little something subtle like that. And then we take the thin lens. I want my focus point to be, you know, the center of the camera. Now, you want a little bit of depth of field. Just a little bit of depth of field, because it makes it look really nice. You don't want too much depth of field, though, because you want to be able to tell what the heck the thing is, you know? Unless you're going like this, you know? Unless you're like, bah. I'm going to turn on autofocus. And it's just way too intense. 5.6. And you're looking at something like this, you know? And you're getting like close to the material or something. This is really when you get to see the surface imperfections looking really nice and get those subtle details. Because boy, oh boy, it pays off. Man, look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely. Beautiful. I wonder if I can change the temperature of these lights. I can. Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. 4300. Give a little warmth to it. Or maybe the backlight has the warmth. But usually with these camera product shots, you don't see too much color in it. But I don't know, you might see a little bit of that. Just a little bit of something. What's up, random guy? Thanks for hopping on, man. You've been binge watching previous streams for the last 2 weeks. Heck yeah, dude. I'm glad you're learning something. That's great. That's amazing. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. He says, you have no idea how much you've been a help, and there's still so many to watch. I can't wait. Dude, heck yeah, man. That's great. That's awesome. Let's keep going, though. Let's keep going. For the sake of time, I'm just going to texture the front of this thing because, you know, we ain't got all the time in the world. It's Saturday. Let's get the lens popping off, all right? Let's get up in here. What do we see? We want to texture this thing, make it look really nice. So for me, on my lens, for my film camera, it's a mix between silver, more chrome, a more reflective black, and a matte black. Okay, so we're going to try and get into these different looks, all right? So let's go the silver. Let's go silver, boys, on the edge here. All right, so we'll grab that silver, get up in there, make it look nice, same color as the body of the camera. Let's keep going in. Let's see what we can see. Let's go black on this guy, black plastic, and then we'll get in even further. And let's do this as that chrome. Let me get rid of the ridiculous amount of depth of field here. Let me help you guys out just a little bit. We can take that to 11 maybe. It helps a little. All right, let's keep going. We want this guy, we'll take it as a chrome. And this will be our first, this piece here. Maybe this is our first bit of black plastic. Yo, Melanie! Oh my God, I hadn't heard from you in so long. Long time no see, absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Hope you're doing great these days and are liking the new house. Thank you, thank you. We're very happy. Happy holidays in case someone catch before Christmas. Say hi to Gilbert and Teddy. Gilbert and Teddy, they're running around. They're loving the new place, man. I don't know where they are. They're probably taking a little nap. But they say hello. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it. Means a whole lot. Good to see you. Very good to see you. It's been a minute. All right, let's go back. Let's go to Grayscale Gorilla Plus Library. Let's go to the tech products, and let's see if we can't find a nice... okay, here's a glossy plastic that we're going to adjust. We're going to adjust this a little bit. Let's bust it out. Let's drop it on. And it's going to hopefully do a thing. Absolutely. So we have a glossy black plastic right in here. Now, I personally think it's a little too glossy. Oh, but they have a roughness? They have a nice little roughness. Wow. Wait, those are my own roughness. That's my own roughness. Surface imperfections. That's great. Here, let me try dropping that on here. I actually like that a lot. That's really nice. Let's keep going. Let's grab all these guys and let's try and go for more of, yeah, that matte plastic. So I'll drop that matte on there and then we'll get that same shiny on this guy here as well as this guy here. Boom. So that's too shiny. I don't know what happened there. All right, so maybe the camera grip can be a bit darker. So the base color can come up to like 3 in terms of gamma, just to give it a little bit more sauce. This black plastic is a bit too dark. So I'm gonna boost it up just a little bit. Now we have a lens going on in here. Whoa. Oh, that's nice. They even got some like aperture situation going. Let's throw some plastic on the aperture. Ooh, and that's the whole lens, but that kind of looks nice, to be honest. So maybe we do that. Maybe we do the whole lens as like so here's a trick. I want to move this lens out of the way. Actually, no, I'll hide it. I'll double click it. Alt double click these little lights. We'll drop this plastic on, and then we'll bring it back in. So we have the glass going. And then I'll come in here and I'll do a little spot detail on, you know, these different pieces. So I know that like we said, this guy, we want to be that chrome material. So we'll drop that on and you'll get that there. Ooh, that's looking good. It's looking really, really nice. And we'll come into here and maybe we'll do like, we'll break this up a bit. So like this piece and maybe this piece and maybe this piece can be more of a reflective plastic. Something like that. And then now what I want to do is actually maybe let's get that one and let's make that more like a shiny metal. That's not bad. Let's save a new iteration. Asahi Kun, what digital tablet do I use? I'm using the Wacom Intuos Pro 4 tablet. It is great. I love it. I don't have any room to show. This is about it. This is about all I can show because it's all attached. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's the best. It's the absolute best. It's great. It saves my wrist from getting hurt, you know? Using a mouse too long, no good. All right, so here's what I want to do to take this to the next level. So let's start with this chrome material, okay? I want to give it scratches on the edges of this thing, and I think that's really going to make this thing shine. It's going to make it look really cool, all right? So the first thing I need to do is come up with a material that's going to be the base coat, the underneath part. So I'm going to go back to the plus library, go back to tech products, and let's see if we can't find a gold. This is perfect. A gold connector, headphone connector. This like brass works as well. So let's grab the brass, bring it in here, okay? And let's just pop it on the camera and see what we can see. I just want to get the scaling right. I want to throw it on something to get the scale right. So let's just throw it down here or something. And it looks like there's not much going on in terms of texture, which is fine. It's a metal. And that actually looks good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to use a mixed material. So I'm going to spawn one here. You can also go to objects, materials, and you can go to Octane mixed material. You can also type it in, so hit Shift C, and you can look up anything here in Cinema 4D. Mixed material is right there. I'm going to open it up. Let's hop inside of the mixed material, and the mixed material is asking for two materials. So I'm going to give it the headphones, this like you know, rough reflective silver we have for the camera body, and then I'm going to give it that gold kind of connector piece there. Let's put that in a material 2. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to mix between these two materials in a very specific way. Okay, so let's see here. I want to get rid of this float texture. All right, so that goes bye-bye. So let's hop in here and let's see what we can see. All right, so this mixed material, we actually need to drop on, where do we want to start? Let's start with this base right here, the camera body. I'm just going to replace, I'm going to drop this mixed material over top every spot where we have that original material. I need to replace it. So the easiest way is to just get in here and just drop them over like this. So now you can see that they're like silver or like rose gold almost looking on this thing, which is not what we want. We need to break it up and mix it up. And we're going to do that with a dirt node. So I'm going to type in dirt, we'll bring that up, and let's invert it. We actually, it looks like we need to switch our materials. So material, basically we need to switch the slots. Because now, if I take the strength up to 10, let me see if I can get to a spot where I can like see this better. And I'll render the region. So there you go. You can see here that on the edges we're getting that gold material, and on the front face we're getting the silver. Okay. So with the dirt map, you can take the radius, you know, and go to different bits on the radius. You can say, oh, I want to cover a larger area, so that's too much. 0.2 maybe instead, or maybe it's 0.3. You know, and it's just getting all the edges. Otherwise, it's going to get the crevices. But right now, we want the edges like this. Technically, with a product, you're not going to really have something that's scratched up, but I want to give it that subtleness, you know, that subtle imperfection. But I like the radius of 0.1. I thought that was nice. Now, one thing we don't want to do is to have a uniform scratch across the entire thing. That doesn't make sense. So what we want to do is break up the edge of this thing and tell it like, you know, I just want scratches on certain parts of the edge, not across every single edge, right? So what we're going to do is break that up with either an image texture, a black and white image texture, or a noise map. So let's try a noise map. Octane noise, we got it. Now what I like to do is, instead of the dirt node, plug in your noise map. Plug that into the amount. And this is going to give you, wait, that's the, oh God. Okay, whew, that was close. Let's try that again. Octane noise. Why is it doing an RGB spectrum? What is going on? How about this? I'll just type it in. Octane noise. Wonderful. The projection, we can set it to XYZ to UVW. And then I set the contrast to 100. That way I'm able to see what's going on. It's too large, so I need to give it a transform node. And we scale it down. Let's try 0.1. There you go. Now we can see that the noise map is breaking up those two textures in a very specific way. That's actually not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's take the octaves. Let's go to like, I don't know, 10, which will give it more detail. And the omega we can set to 1. See, that gives it a lot more detail. It gets in there, right? Really nice. So what I want to do, let's plug the dirt map back in. I want to use this noise map to break up the dirt map. So to do that, I will simply set let's see, I think it's an add node. So we'll go dirt and noise into both, pop that in there, and sure enough, it's a working. Let's take a look. Let's take a closer look. I think the lights are a little intense right now, and it makes it difficult to see all this. So I'm just moving my HDRI around, and then we'll just stick with the HDRI for now. And let's see what we can see. And it looks like it's getting the edges and the crevices. And I think that's just because these two, that's technically an edge right in here, which wouldn't be right. Let's give this guy the material as well. And maybe what we need to do is actually invert the dirt map. No, it's certainly the edges. So maybe what it is, the tolerance needs to, or the, is it the distribution? So it's almost looking like rust right now, which I'm not a fan of. Let's try bringing the strength down. And then crunching it like this. I think maybe the transform is just too small. So now I'm just messing with these settings to get the best look on this thing. And maybe instead of gold, actually, maybe we do a silver. Maybe we try silver. Maybe that will help. I'm gonna set it to float, which makes it a black and white image. And I think that actually helped. That helped a lot. I think it was looking like rust, actually, with the gold. That feels nicer. And let's give the psych, the backdrop, I'm gonna actually go with like a dark gray. I'm going to see if Grayscale Gorilla Tech products, if they have any like soft gray or something. Like this rubber soft actually might be nice for this. And then we just change. I mean, that's actually perfect. That is perfect. All right, so now what I'm going to do is wrap up the texture here. Let's give this the same rubber look. And then I'm going to go ahead and give this little guy a texture. I don't know what this is. Black plastic. Okay. Sure, why not? And the memory card bit, we'll give that maybe that camera grip as well. And we'll scale it up to match the others. All right, let's see. Wonderful. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, I think the lens could maybe use a bit more detail or some imperfections. So let's go in here and let's just add a bit of imperfection to this material. And I'll do that with the roughness, okay? So let me grab another product actually that Grayscale has in the Plus library. If you go to Textures, Chad Ashley has been hard at work making some awesome scratch imperfections. And what's cool is it's all here in this library, and you actually be able to just drag this out and drop it right in to your node tree. Boom, so you're good to go. You don't have to dig through your computer, it's in one place. So now you can see there's a bit of, scratch here on the lens, or at least the plastic part of the lens, not the actual lens. And that gives it just a little bit of something, just a little subtle something. Let me try this plastic as well. Let me go in here. Let's give this some scratches too. So in the roughness, I'm going to go ahead and multiply it with an image texture of one of the Grayscale Gorilla imperfections. Let's try for more of a... Let's try this one. This one's cool. Drop it on there. And what happens if I just plug it right in? That's very subtle. Very, very subtle. Oh, that's the camera grip. I'm on the wrong material. So I want this plastic on the lens right here. I think that's it. Yeah, plastic. Here we go. Here we go. So let's try it again. We're going to drop multiply in there. And then we'll grab the Grayscale Gorilla Surface Imperfection Scratches. This one was nice. Drop it in. Also, now we just need to make some adjustments. Let me invert this. We'll go to projection. We'll give it box projection and transform. We might need to just scale it down. So I'm going to right click and solo it to see what we're doing. Let's transform it down to 0.1, maybe 0.05. So we have some very subtle scratches here. And I'll zoom out to see what that's doing for us. And it's very, very subtle, but it is certainly doing some stuff for us here. I see a little scratch here. And we can probably take that scratch image and adjust the gamma as well to give us more detail. Maybe we go to 3 because it's inverted. There it is. Just some subtle scratches on that thing. Awesome. Sweet. All right, so this is looking really cool. Let's get into lighting. Let's talk about lighting. So I think this is definitely a vibe here. This like soft light kind of situation. What you'll see a lot in studio lighting setups. Let me grab like some wood from Bridge real quick. Because what you'll see a lot in like a studio setup is someone will have like a nice big open bay windows and they'll let light shine through and hit their product from the side or something. This is a total like super classic move that a lot of product photographers use. I'm gonna grab some wood real quick from Megascans. Interior. How about we just search for wood? Under 3D assets. And see if we can't find like a tabletop or something to lay this thing down on. So I only got 2 points. I only got 2 Quixel points, so maybe I should just be searching under purchased. This is nice, the solid wood flooring here. Awesome. Actually, let me change this to Octane and try that one more time. There we go. So once you change your renderer in C4D, Bridge will recognize it. So let's get rid of the psych for a second. We'll come back to this look. Let's go ahead and drop a plane down, scale it up, get our wood in there. And we'll set this to Octane and glossy. Maybe take down the saturation. Maybe not the biggest fan of this wood. Maybe we just do it on a table. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so let me throw down this rubber. And, you know, you can do this with an HDRI, certainly. So like if I, you know, come into the HDRIs and I grab any one of these like studio setups, they're basically set up to light your model as if you would in a studio, and these kind of give the impression and the feeling of large soft light, which is what you get with a window. It's a large soft light. So these can be wrapped around your model. You can also hide the HDRI from the background, certainly. So if you wanted to do maybe like a, how about this? Like I said, I jump all over the place. All good. Here's what we can try. Let's take this plane. Let's control drag it up 90 degrees, push it back, scale it up. All right. This is a look that you'll see a whole lot of. Let's go ahead and grab one of our, let's just make a new Octane light. Let's drop it down, rotate it up, push it way down, and let's see if we can't get a nice soft glow off the back of this wall here. So this is a look you'll see a lot of with, you know, maybe if we had a straight on camera, so I do the camera like, you know, get these numbers, I zero these numbers out, boom, boom. And then I take the camera itself and just kind of rotate it around like this. And let's change, let's maybe move our plane up just a little bit. Yeah, that's not bad. We need to take the background light down. Something like that. And then let's adjust our HDRI in the foreground. And maybe we change out the HDRI image. We can find something a bit more... Maybe something like this. There we go. There's that nice side light coming in. You can crank that up just a bit. And maybe we want to darken the floor. So we could come into our material, we can duplicate it, and we can take the gamma up. Or honestly, something we could do instead is just give it a color correction node and take the brightness down to like 0.5 or something. And we'll drop that on our ground, our foreground plane. And it should darken up. If I take the brightness to 0, I don't know why that's not doing a thing. Is it maybe because of the roughness and the reflection? So we'll take the specular down to 0. Huh. And it's still not doing anything for me. In that case, I'm going to just make my own. Drop it on the ground. And we'll bring the diffuse down. And maybe we'll make it a little glossy, like this here. And then we'll get the specular, or I'm sorry, the roughness will go like 0.1. And maybe it needs a little color, so 0.01, 0.01, just so it's not completely dark. And then we can go into our camera and maybe give it some vignette to really lock that in. So that's not bad. That's certainly not bad, right? But I wonder if we can do better. So let's just Google our reference, right? So we're looking for a Sony camera. I'm gonna just Google Sony camera and see what comes up. We go to images. Now here's the thing that you're seeing is a lot. Oh, this is interesting. Like this look right here. So let me try this. Let me try going for something like this. Now you could have it floating in space. This might be photoshopped to appear that way. This one definitely is, you know, with the background on it. But I think we can get something similar, you know, especially this look. You always see this on white, this look on white all the time. So how do we do that? I think the first thing you do here, let me save this iteration. The first thing you do, usually you just kind of bust out a cyc. So I can go maybe with one of these quarter dome cycs here. Let me try and make this easier in the viewport for you guys so we can see what's going on. There we go. I'm gonna hop out of the camera. All right, so we're in this like cyc situation here, which is basically just a seamless background. Let's get rid of the plane. Let's hop in. Let's get rid of the vignette. Awesome. And then we want to boost the global lighting. All right. So one thing you could do here, the way they do this a lot, is to blast light. Let's hide all these lights here. We'll hide this backlight. In fact, I'm gonna delete it because we can always open up the other project file. We're saving iterations, right? So if we blast light all around this camera, you'll be able to get a really nice global effect. We're going big lights here. We want big lights. And I'm going to duplicate it. And we're going to surround this thing in light from the sides and the top. We'll get this down. So we're going to bounce light off of the side of the wall so the light bounces back in. And we'll adjust the intensity in a second. Let's just get the placement right. And then we'll do holding Control, holding Shift to snap the angle. We'll get that right in there. So the lights, let's set the visibility. Uncheck camera visibility. Let's get in here. And it's way too intense. Let's turn down, let's in fact turn off any post-processing. And let's go ahead and bring down the exposure, certainly. It's way too bright. Now it's time to bring down the lights. So let's take the light intensity to 20, 10, maybe it's 15, which is what gives us a white background for our camera, which is certainly, you know, part of that like that product photography vibe, you know. Now it's this underlight here that I'm not a fan of. Another thing I want to do too is maybe give it a bit more lighting from the top. You can see you're getting, notice here you can see this highlight, and then it goes to dark, and then it goes to highlight again. Those are different lights hitting it at different angles here, and they're broken up and there's space between everything. In our case, it's very, very kind of like flat because we have just a massive box around it. So there's no real shape to it. So I think probably the easiest way to give it some shape and the easiest way to get this look right here is to basically do this. I'm gonna hide the cyc. Let's try that again. I'm gonna hide the cyc. I'm gonna hide our lights. I'm going to hide our, let's not hide the HDRI yet. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to make it a texture, or I'm going to make it a color. So the color I'm going to choose is white. I'm going to set the type to visible environment. So that means we have a white sky, or a white color as our background, but it's not coming through. So let me just go to my Octane settings. Ooh, let me adjust all this. Set your GI clamp to 1. Alpha channel, keep environment. Let's see. Why am I not seeing this? Maybe just get rid of that. So it's as a gray background. What is that? Oh, it's because I have a plane. That's why I have a plane in the way. So let's get rid of that plane. I didn't need to do the alpha. So here, okay, is our white background with our camera. If I make a new environment and we set it to basically this blue one, which takes images, the gray one takes colors. So we'll grab one of these metal. Let's grab this one, this crazy one. It's got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool variety. I'm gonna load that in. So the idea is that we want this HDRI to light our scene, but we just want this white one as the background only. So it should work out. Hold on, this should work. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe it's just got a lot of stuff going on. Let me make it really obvious. Oh, that's why it's backwards. So that's the primary environment. And then we duplicate it and we make the color version, the white version, the visible environment. That way, you know, you have the background, which is always white, and the model itself, which is being lit by another HDR. But this looks like butt. So I need to find the right HDR. So I'm just gonna, you know, cycle through here. Let's try this one. Let's rotate it. And let's maybe give it more power. I'm gonna boost it like crazy. So 20 is too much. It's a little dark. It's dark in the foreground. So let's do it manual, all right? We're going manual. Now this is lit with just, it looks like we want that to be the visible environment. Let's make a new one, and we'll make our primary environment just black. So now it should just be a black blob. Exactly, over white. Okay, so this is when we really start to shape it. This is, it looks like a top light. This is some of our old lights here. These are some bounce lights that aren't working, but that's okay. I'm gonna save a new iteration. All right, so I'm looking at this, and it looks like there's a big old softbox coming from this side. So what we can do, I'm going to uncheck check camera option. Let's see about getting a big old softbox. So this light right here, if we go to texture and we load an image, we can actually load a softbox area light map. It's also Grayscale Gorilla. Also will be included in Grayscale Gorilla Plus, which y'all have 30% off to in the description below. Go check it out. It's an amazing service. I've been using Grayscale Gorilla for years now. I've been using it for the entire stream. It's something that is part of my professional workflow every single day in Cinema 4D. So if you guys are trying to get in on that C4D knowledge, training, plugins, materials, tools, all that good stuff, check them out. Grayscale Gorilla. Get that plus link. Anyway, back to it. So these are lights from Grayscale Gorilla. We want a large, soft kind of situation. Let's go with this umbrella diffuse. So the umbrella diffuse is a big, soft light that, let's go ahead and rotate our camera back here, and I'm going to hop into the camera. Let's go with 85 and try and match this look. All right, so let's get this big softbox over to the side here. It looks like it's kind of doing one of these maneuvers. Something like this, based off of this image. And then you have another fill light right here. I'm looking at the reflections. You have another fill light right in here. So that to me could be a smaller softbox or maybe some Kinos, but probably not. It's probably another small softbox. So I will duplicate this material or this light here. Let's wing it around 180. And we will bring it around to the front just a little bit. I'm going to scale it down a bit, and I'm going to change out the texture of this thing. So let's give it, it's going to definitely be another softbox. Softbox circle, softbox large. Yeah, let's go for that. And we'll bring it in close. Now we have, it looks like the underside, it needs like a front light, something to fill all the areas that are a little dark, specifically from the front. So I'm going to duplicate this again, and let's zero out its rotational settings. So it's right in front, and maybe it's a little above. Angle it down just a hair, pick it up. And this one, let's make it a ring light. So yeah, let's try an LED ring light. And you're seeing the reflection of that ring light right in the lens, which I kind of don't want. But let's see what we can see in this lens. It looks like it's photoshopped. The lens is definitely photoshopped. They took out all the reflections of the cameraman and that kind of good stuff. It also looks like it's getting hit by a backlight up here. So let's go ahead and do a backlight situation. Now we probably don't need much of a backlight just because this is silver. And maybe against black is a better look because you have that silver and you want that silver to pop. You know, in this case, the silver is against black, so it looks good. This is kind of doing it. Actually, this is awesome. This is kind of exactly what we're going for. I really like that that style. Now you could hit it with a bounce card simply by making a plane, rotating this plane, pushing it back, lowering it just a bit, scaling it down, and give it a material. And that material, depending on what color that material is, you can either make it a bounce card like it is now where it's white, or if you zero it out so it's all black, it's a flag, meaning it's blocking light. So maybe we just do something subtle. Like that. And maybe let's try changing out our background color for fun. Maybe it's black, maybe it's, a fun kind of teal color like we saw in one of those earlier ones. And here's the situation. You see this knob is reflective, and it's not reflecting any light because there's no light behind it. So if we hop out of the camera here, I want to see this light in the reflection of this knob. So I'd have to move it over. Or, honestly, make another one, scale it down, rotate it, move it down until it's right in there. Yeah, so I hope y'all are learning something, learning how to light and get your product photography looking really nice. I know I really enjoy this process. Yeah, very fun. Very, very fun. So, I mean, do you guys want to cover any other sort of stuff here before we wrap this out and do the weekly challenge? Do you want to do any other like lighting setups here? I'll leave it to you guys. I think we covered quite a bit here. Yeah, this is like really fun. I could just mess with this all day long. John Malcolm. So the Grayscale Gorilla guys basically have what you're asking for. It doesn't feature the studio HDRIs. They don't feature any lit lamps. They are specifically kind of like blobby white and black toned images. Like this, you know? There's no studio lamps really involved. So it can be really nice. It's got a whole wide variety. Let's get this camera off the ground. All right. Wow, that's orange. That is super orange. Jeez. All right, y'all. That was fun. I had a good time doing that. It's always good. It's always a good time, like, lighting stuff, making it look nice. Man, I could just go to town on this though, you know? It's like I could keep doing this over and like just getting really nice looks out of everything. Get that edge light going. Good times. Very good times. All right, I'm gonna save my last iteration. Boom. Okay. So y'all, two things to do before we wrap up the stream. One, announce the winners for the weekly challenge that I hold every single week. This week was neon. That was the challenge. All right. And two, announce the winners for the expanding dimensions challenge, or not challenge, but giveaway that I'm doing with PNY and NVIDIA. So let me start with the expanding dimensions winners. Let me pull up the page here. And we will, let's go ahead and announce these guys. Joshua, thank you for the super chat, brother. Much appreciated. You love the stream. You think I do some killer art? I think that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking in and hanging out. It's been fun. So, all right. So for the, let me double check here. I want to make sure I got the right winners here. All right, here we go. For the Expanding Dimensions contest, we are giving away some good stuff. We got first place, the first giveaway for the NVIDIA Quadro RTX 4000. We are giving that away to none other than Jeremy Delaney. Mr. Jeremy Delaney, congratulations. You have won the NVIDIA Quadro RTX 4000. I hope it amps up your computing experience. It's been an amazing time doing this with NVIDIA and PNY this year. We did the Parallel Dimensions contest, the render contest with all the montages going. We did that earlier this year, really just like a month ago. And this was the Expanding Dimensions contest, where it's just a raffle. Random giveaways here, y'all. Random giveaways. And we're giving away the Quadro RTX 4000 to Mr. Jeremy Delaney. Congratulations, Jeremy. Next up, the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro. Who's it going to? Well, it's going to Mr. Sambit Acharya. Apologies if I messed that up. And it might be a Mrs. Sambit Acharya. You've won the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro. Congratulations. Congratulations. I hope it makes your TV experience that much better. So next up. No. Next up, we have some SSDs to give away. And if you guys don't know what SSDs are, basically they're solid state drives. They don't have any moving parts, so you're able to pull up your files much faster. You're able to work much faster. And we got 2 of those to give away today, all right? The first 1 terabyte SSD is going to Nicholas Hausman. Congratulations, Nicholas. You are winning a 1 terabyte SSD. Dude, I don't even have a 1 terabyte SSD. That's a great prize. So I hope you use it, and I hope it makes your computing experience a whole lot faster. And we got 1 more as well to Joe Louis Corporal. We got you with a 1 terabyte SSD. Congratulations. Congratulations. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And last but not least, technically we got two of these flash drives to give away. The first one is going to Eric Williams. Congratulations. Don't lose it. It's tiny, all right? Technology's getting a lot smaller these days, so don't lose it. Keep it on your, I don't know, keep it around a necklace or something. That thing is tiny, but it's a USB 3.1, 256 gigabyte flash drive. Congratulations, Eric Williams. You got it. It's coming your way. And the last one's pending because we need to make sure that person is in the U.S. We'll reach out. You guys we'll be in touch, all right? All y'all, congratulations for winning the prizes. I hope it makes your computing experience better. Keep watching the stream. I'll let you guys know. Follow me on Instagram. It's _pwnisher_. Friggin' subscribe to me here on YouTube if you guys want to catch some more of these challenges, some more of these prizes. Because it's a good time. It's a very good time. All right, y'all. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, here we go. So now, we got this out the way, all right? We finished our lesson. We finished our Cinema 4D lesson. So now what we're doing is the Neon Challenge, all right? So here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and open up the Discord and pull these vids and pics, because we got a lot of good submissions this week. I'll make sure, yeah, we look to be good here. And I'm going to do this, let's see. There's a whole lot. Yeah, there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot of good ones. And it gets tougher and tougher to do these because you guys are really killing it. You're really doing a really great job. So we got 5 winners for the Neon Challenge. So let's break it down. First up, we have hazelnut spread with this ramen video. Let me see if I can get this downloaded. And we're going to pop it off. Boom, hazelnut spread. Come on, come on, come on. Open, my friend. What's going on here? Why no work? Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Here we go. Hold on. I think I need to share the other screen because it's on the other screen. Let's see if this works. Oh, this is gonna be crazy because I'm gonna have OBS on one. There we go. There it is. Look at this cool loop. I dig it. I really dig it. I love the colors. I love the surface imperfections you got going. The chopsticks back and forth. You actually modeled out like the neon sign properly. It looks really nice. I'm a fan of it. I'm a big fan. Yeah, hazelnut spread. Congratulations. The first winner of this week's challenge here. Neon challenge. All right, let me get the screens going. Let me get the screens back. That was the video. All right, hold on. Not the right monitor. We went the left monitor. Absolutely. Apologies. Technical difficulties. Guys, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better at this, all right? I'm going to get better at the streams. Next up, we have ya boy, who's always crushing it. All the time. And that is Mr. Visual. So good. Look at those colors, man. Look at those colors. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I love the composition. I love the character. And the colors. Really, it comes down to the colors. And you got the rain coming down on the back wall there. A little large maybe on the rain imperfections, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I think it's really, really, really nice. So congratulations. Visual, you're a challenge winner this week. It happens often. Visual, you know, you're crushing. You crush a lot. And hazelnut spread, you're also a challenger this week. All right, but let's keep going. We got 3 more to go over, okay? All right, let's see if I can say this right. Let me save the image. Get it going over here. Mr. Onkel? Am I saying this right? It's this image here. Let's see. Cheap Sheep, I think, is your name, or Uncle Lucy. This is amazing. This is absolutely incredible. I love the detail that's gone on to this. The way that the cable's dropping down the stairs, coming around back. The detail in here is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The only thing I'd like to see is maybe a little bit more glow on this, like we were doing today with the camera. Get some glow. You got the cutoff going to make this feel really bright. But you have very nice volumetric fog coming in here, or volumetric lighting. The quality on your stairs are incredible. I don't know if it's like a bridge asset or what, but man, this is really good. Really, really good. I'm a fan of this for sure. Congratulations. I think your name is Onkel Usi. I believe that is correct. All right, who's up next? Who is up next? Who's next? Who's going to take it? I think it's going to have to be Dead Eye Duck with your render here. Let me save it. Let me show y'all. You know, there wasn't a lot of time to prep for the stream here, so I'm having to save this stuff out after the fact as I do it. But you guys are seeing it live. Bam! Look at that. Super cool. Love this thing, man. Like, you got some cool tech going over here, like a Mars rover status. You know, there's only 2 things I'd like to see that I think can make this better, is maybe something inside of this ring and just a bit more detail on the character. That's it. But otherwise, I love your composition. I love your colors. I think this looks really cool. I love the glow that you have here. I think that's great. The detail on the ground is very nice. I like the low-lying fog. I think is a really, really good job. I'm down. I dig it. I like the little like stair system you built with the statues. I think it's sick. So congratulations, Dead-Eye Duck. You are a challenge winner this week. And we got one more. One more winner. And this person is very young. Very, very young. But oh, so extremely talented. I think he's 13. Maybe he's 14 at this point. But it's Willie. Look at how sick that looks, man. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Very filmic. Very Blade Runner. I dig it so much. I love this vibe. The colors are fantastic. I love the center frame subject, the depth of field. You know, you're focused on the character. You even have noise going on, color noise here to make it feel like it's not a render, which I love. Always do that when you get the chance. It's worth it, I promise. But these are amazing. These are absolutely amazing. Congratulations to all the winners, y'all. I'll be adding the challenge winner Discord role for y'all on the server. If you guys don't know, I do have a server, and I host a weekly challenge every single week. And we're going to come up with a theme right now, so start typing your suggestions for the challenge for next week. But the link to the Discord server is in the description below. It's a lot of fun. I think people have a good time with the challenge. I love, going over and looking at everyone's work. It's so cool to see all you guys working so hard and putting in the extra time. I love it. So, what do we want to do this week, guys? Let's figure it out. What are you guys trying to do for the weekly challenge? I'm open to everything. We got rain. Dream is a good one. Lightning. Underwater. I think we did an underwater one already. Abandoned city. Snow theme. I think we've done snow. I mean, we have to do a Christmas one soon, man. Maybe we do. Oh, shoot. Did we do a Christmas right now? It's coming up. I mean, next week is... Let me check, man. Next week might be my last stream. Let me double check this real quick. All right. So I got to stream next week. Yeah, next week is my last stream, y'all. Next week is my last stream of the year. And then I'm putting out a surface imperfection video either on the 19th or the 26th. Maybe the 19th. Probably the 19th. I'll be putting out my surface imperfection video then. But that's when I fly back home. So I'll be taking the 19th off. The surface imperfection video will come out then. The 26th I will not be streaming. And the 2nd, the first stream of the year, Saturday the 2nd, I may or may not stream. I mean, I'll be back here by then, but we'll see. I need to take a break. Solid break. We'll see. We'll see where we're at. But next week is my last stream of the year. So I think, guys, it's time, dude. It's time to do a freaking Christmas theme. It's freaking Christmas. Like, we gotta do a Christmas theme. If that means snow globe to you, then go for it, If that means toys or candy canes or whatever, go for it. The theme is Christmas. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Whatever Christmas means to you, all right? Christmas knickknacks, Christmas dinner, Christmas presents, Christmas tree, friggin' Christmas candy canes, Santa Claus. I don't care. As long as it's Christmas themed, then, go for it. Yeah, throw some eggnog in there. I don't care. But that's it. That's the theme for this next week. My last live stream is Christmas, all right? So, y'all, if you're trying to learn C4D, and if you're trying to get real nice with it, and if you're trying to get access to the best plugins, the best training, and the best assets, definitely go and click the link in the description below, Grayscale Gorilla. They got a plus service, which means you get all of their stuff for, I think if you do it Without the discount, it's like $50 a month. If you do an annual subscription, it is like, I don't know, it comes out to $400 for the year. But you're saving 4 months worth if you get the annual subscription versus $50 a month. But if you use my code, Clint30, you're going to save 30% on the annual subscription. That's $280. Guys, you're saving a ton of money. $280 for the year to learn C4D. It's how I learned. So get on it, guys. They got all the best plugins, training, and assets coming at you over at Grayscale Gorilla. Their Plus membership is totally worth it. Give it a shot. Use the discount code. Y'all have been the best. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. We got that Christmas coming up. Miko, thank you for the super chat. We got all the hype going in the room. Thank you. Y'all are awesome. Catch me on Instagram. I'll be posting stuff. I'll be doing stories and stuff. I'm selling prints, y'all. I got limited edition prints going right now. noisegrainandlight.com/store. It's in the description as well. Check it out. The prints, the limited edition prints, once they're gone, I will never print them again. So go over and check it out. They're freaking awesome, man. Look at these things. I'll show you. Bam. Limited edition. Boom. These things are nice. I've already sent out a few. We got large size. It's a good time, y'all. Pick yourself up a limited edition print. Or, just hit the store and maybe grab some of my photography. We got 25% off all prints right now, except for the limited edition one. But yeah, have a great freaking week, guys. Enjoy. Subscribe if you're not. I'm lingering at this point, dude. Chad Ashley in the stream. Dude, heck yeah. That was awesome, man. I loved your scratches. It was so easy to use. Super easy. All right, y'all. If you got any questions, I'll be here for the next minute, all right? And after that, I'm going to go drink some tea, because you talk for nearly 3 hours straight, and your throat starts to hurt a little bit, You know how it is. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's been a good time. It's been a really awesome time. Shout outs to Grayscale Gorilla for putting out the best stuff, man. I'll go to the grave shouting out the praises for Grayscale, because that's how I learned how to do C4D and get good at it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something. What are my Christmas plans, man? I'm going back to Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm gonna just relax. I'm gonna bring my camera and do some photography, hang out with friends, and see some family. I'm very excited. I need it. I need a break, man. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah, the Andrew Kramer episode of VFX Artist React is gonna be amazing. It'll hopefully come out before the year's end. Next year, you should do a backflip render challenge. Bring back the parkour. A backflip render challenge. I got you. Okay. Josh, yeah, that's where SCAD is, I believe. I forget the name of the city, but it's over there. Yeah, it's definitely over there. And William, no plans for Blender right now, man. I'm a C4D boy right now, man. I'm really enjoying it. But if you're in Blender, keep it up. Definitely check out Blender Guru. Check out Ian Hubert. They're the best. Ronan, progress on your Japanese. I would say daijoubu desu is going well. It is good. Yes. Totemo daijoubu desu is very good. I love it. I've been practicing Japanese this year once a week. Hoping to go to Japan again. I've been there twice. I want to go 3 times. I want to go 4 times, 5 times. It's the best. I love that country so much. But all right, y'all, I'm lingering now. I'm going to bounce. Oh, Ronan says... Kanpai. Kanpai. I think that's... No, it doesn't say kanpai. It says kanpaki or something? Konpeki. What is Konpeki? Ah! Saw this. Ah. Okay, Konpeki is perfect. That's a good one. I need that one. I've just been saying perfecto. You know, you can just throw those out there. But yeah, I like Konpeki. That's good. Japanese garden theme. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Have a great day. I'm out. I'm going to get some food. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. Hit me up. I'll see you in the Discord. The link's all down in there. Do the stuff. All right, bye.